As I said, more than 15% of international maritime trade passes through here. So recognizing Somaliland means this route will be more secure.
So we're currently in the port of Berbera, which this is the other strategic reason for the West to recognize Somaliland for its geographical positioning, both to deal with the pirates in local water, where the shipping companies are trying to get through, the Somali pirates, and also the coast of Yemen, which is threatened by Houthi terrorists. For the international community, what's the benefit of recognizing Somaliland regarding the port, the security benefits of this port to the Western world?
Well, that's a good question. As you are aware of, Somaliland has been a stable country, a state that controls its borders, its country, its population, and has been contributing to the regional stability and peace since it has reclaimed its independence from Somalia. So, of course, recognition means, Somaliland, particularly Berbera, lies a more strategic place. Geographically, it lies on the southern side of the Gulf of Aden, a choke point that connects, the Indian Ocean to the Red Sea, all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. And this way, a maritime international trade passes through it. More than, 15% of international trade goes through alongside the coast of Somaliland. We have a coast of around 850 kilometers alongside the Gulf of Aden at the gate of Bab el-Mandeb. So recognition would strengthen our statehood. It would strengthen, the piracy and terrorism and counter-terrorism programs that we adopted and kept since we have reclaimed our independence from Somalia.
How do you guys protect that canal? Because at the end of the day, we know that this is a very dangerous part of the world when it comes to Somalian pirates which operate in these waters. How do you protect it? How are you successful? Like in so many ways that I'm seeing Somaliland is successful even without the recognition.
We have a coastal guard, we have a military who are paced in the offshore, we have a good people who are fully aware of to keep the security where those who live in the coastal areas. So our system, or just a governance structure, has allowed us to secure this sea. So we completely protected or just, panic any piracy in our sea. We have never had any piracy in our sea. Somaliland is the only place that Al-Shabaab or any other terrorist organizations has no any presence. We use it to informally cooperate with the international community to cooperate counter-terrorism programs, to avoid or to protect the international shipping lines that cross the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. So system is more important. We have built a system of governance that we are completely different from the other, state actors that are in the region. That's how we keep, the security of our country and also the sea as well.
Do you have any current operations with international bodies, and do you think it's just going to strengthen that, or do you have very limited at the moment and you're hoping once the recognition comes you can work with those international bodies?
Well, definitely it's lack of recognition is one of the challenges. So recognition would mean to us to have a formal security agreement with the international community. It would also mean to us to be a more capable state who can secure its country, as although we have already secured it and did everything by ourselves with the absence of international recognition. But recognition would mean to us a more secure Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, and also a more secure international trade that passes through this canal. So that's it.
And obviously, Yemen's on the other side of it. You've got terrorists operating out of Yemen as well, the Houthis. Does this place strategic against that threat as well?
Definitely, we didn't have any problem with those, guys you have mentioned it. Mostly, we have a problem with the other terrorist groups who are operating in Somalia, like Al-Shabaab, because they are closer to us. We share a border with them. And of course, we have a good system, a good people, and we have a good mechanism that we protect our people, our country, our national infrastructure from such, terrorist acts and activities within our country.
Finally, if Donald Trump and the other Western leaders like Australia, Canada, Britain were watching this, what would you say to them now?
That's a very good question. I would just short and to the point, I would say Somaliland has a right to be recognized. International law allows us to just to unite with a country. Well, you are a state. When we took our independence, we united with Somalia. And again, we claimed our independence again in 1991 after a brutal massacre has been done to our community. So I call on international community to recognize Somaliland because this is something that we have a right. Apart from that, recognizing Somaliland is meant a more secured region, a more secured Red Sea, a more secured international maritime trade that U.S. and Western countries has a direct interest to it. This 850-kilometer coast is not stable and has piracy and other sea problems. It means this has a direct effect to the international markets. As I said, more than 15% of international maritime trade passes through here. So recognizing Somaliland means this route will be more secure. A more responsible state, as it's now, will be based here. And we will have a good relations, good security cooperation agreements with the relevant international communities.